Hi there. Welcome back to the channel. If you're here to improve your English while having a good laugh, you're in the right place. Today, we've got a hilarious story about a young woman named Claire Bennett. And let me tell you, her day takes a turn for the unexpected. But don't worry, this isn't just entertainment. By the end of this video, you'll have practiced your listening, speaking, and pronunciation skills using a technique called shadowing. What is shadowing? Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve your English. Here's how it works. First, listen to the story carefully. Focus on my pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. Then, follow along with the subtitles on screen. This helps you connect the sounds with the written words. Finally, pause the video after each sentence and repeat after me. Try to mimic my speed, intonation, and accent as closely as possible. Don't be shy, speak out loud. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Ready? Let's jump into Claire's story. This story follows Claire Bennett, a bubbly 20-something from Manchester, who decides to visit her aunt in Brighton for the weekend. Everything starts off smoothly until she has an embarrassing encounter at her hotel. Trust me, you'll be laughing by the end. But remember, this is also your chance to practice English. So, listen carefully and repeat along with me whenever you can. Claire's adventure started earlier that morning. She hopped on a train from Manchester to Brighton, excited to spend the weekend exploring the seaside town with her aunt. The journey was pleasant, but by the time she arrived, she was exhausted. All she wanted to do was check into her hotel, grab a cuppa, that's British for cup of tea, and rest. After dragging her suitcase through the lobby, she finally reached the reception desk. The clerk greeted her warmly. Clerk: Good afternoon, checking in. Claire: Yes, please. I've booked a room under Claire Bennett. The clerk handed her the key card and said, Enjoy your stay. Claire smiled and headed toward the lift. But just as she stepped inside, she realized something urgent. She needed to use the loo. Quickly scanning the hallway, she spotted two doors, one labeled Gents and the other Ladies. Easy enough, right? Wrong. As Claire approached the door, her phone buzzed. It was a text from her aunt. Hi, love, safe travels. Call me when you arrive. Smiling at the message, Claire glanced down at her phone and completely lost focus. Without thinking, she pushed open the wrong door and stepped inside. It was eerily quiet. She looked around and saw sinks, mirrors, and hand dryers. Everything seemed normal, until she heard a voice behind her. Man, excuse me? Claire froze. Slowly turning around, she saw a man standing near the sink, looking utterly baffled. Her eyes darted to the sign above the door, Gents. Her face turned bright red. Heart pounding, she stammered, Oh no, I'm so sorry. Then she bolted out of the restroom like a bat out of hell. She stumbled into the hallway, almost crashing into another guest. Guest: Are you all right? Claire: Yes, fine. Everything's great. But her troubles weren't over yet. As she rushed to the correct restroom, she noticed the same man walking toward her in the corridor. Panic set in again. Man: Hey, don't worry. It happens to everyone. Claire forced a nervous laugh. Thanks, she mumbled. Then, just as she thought she was safe, the man pointed at her bag. Man: Your backpack's open. Claire gasped. Sure enough, her backpack was unzipped, and her belongings were about to spill out. She quickly zipped it up and muttered, Thank you, before practically sprinting to her room. Once inside, she collapsed onto the bed and sighed. What a disaster. Later that evening, she called her aunt and recounted the whole ordeal. Her aunt burst out laughing. Aunt: Oh, Claire, you need to slow down and pay attention next time. Claire couldn't help but laugh too. That day, she learned two important lessons. Always double-check before entering a door. Life's little mishaps make the best stories. Key vocabulary and phrases. Let's review some useful British expressions from Claire's story. Loo, another word for restroom or bathroom. Example, excuse me, where's the loo? Cuppa, short for cup of tea. Example, fancy a cuppa? Bat out of hell, moving extremely fast. Example, she ran out of the room like a bat out of hell. Zipped it up, close something with a zipper. Example, I zipped it up before my wallet fell out. Double check, to verify twice. Example, always double check the sign. Repeat after me. Excuse me, where's the loo? Fancy a cuppa? She ran out like a bat out of hell. I zipped it up quickly. Always double check the details. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed Claire's chaotic yet hilarious adventure. And most importantly, I hope you learned something new. Remember, shadowing is all about practice. Watch this video again, pause after each sentence, and repeat after me. The more you practice, the better your pronunciation and confidence will become. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more tips and stories. Learning English should be fun. So don't stress about making mistakes. They're part of the process. Keep practicing, stay positive, and enjoy every step of your journey. See you in the next video.